Weeb. This is episode 7 of our review and discussion for the manga Toradora. If you have not read the manga, we recommend doing so and coming back. We are not meant as an alternative for the manga, but rather just a discussion for it. So go support the official release. And with that being said, we can start the episode. Hey everybody, welcome to Read 'em and Weeb. My name is Davey. This is my friend Esau, and welcome to Toradora.
Well, let's start that, but like you go, my name's Davey, and I go, my name's Esau. Like, okay.
All right. Hey everybody, welcome to Read 'em and Weeb. My name's Davey.
I'm also Davey.
Hey, this is Toradora. So last time we did this,
Right.
we had a problem where it was like, oh, these first couple volumes are so ass, and now we're getting to the good stuff.
Yeah.
And we reached a point where her dad, didn't show up to the festival, and it's like there's going to be this big, emotional thing. No.
I see why, though. It's the thing. I understand why there is no big emotional thing.
Yeah.
Tiaga's used to this.
Yeah. And that's fucked up. It's just, it really feels like even her and Ryuji were going to have this, like, kind of,
But for some reason, it wasn't them two. It was her and it was him and Minori.
Yeah. But it gets cleared up pretty fast.
Yeah.
To be honest, this volume, I didn't really vibe with it. And it wasn't, like, bad.
Yeah.
It was just I wasn't enjoying it. Like, I wasn't really having that much fun until, like, halfway through it. Because, like, the cultural festival stuff was, like, whatever, like, that race they had for, the class president's notes. It was fun. I just didn't really, like, I don't know. I wasn't engaged, I think.
I liked it because of, like, Ryuji was racing for Taiga.
Yeah.
And then him and Minori race together and win. And I think that's really cute. My big, like, question mark is, like, it felt so unresolved.
Yeah.
Like a high school or being like, I'm just going to ignore this problem and hope it goes away type thing, which is understandable. Like, yeah, they're high schoolers.
Yeah. And it feels like they're kind of going forward with that kind of thought in the next volume. But it just feels so like, let's wrap this up and then let's get to the next part of the story.
Yeah.
Because
there's something weird about characters in this one. This one and in the next one, Taiga kind of feels like two different people.
Yeah.
Me. She's just like a person, and then she's Taiga sometimes.
Which we can read that like two ways. One, it can be like inconsistent character writing, but it could also just be like her facade and then herself.
Well, the thing is, she was always fierce, palm top, Taiga.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she's just getting more comfortable with people.
Yeah.
But like, she still hasn't changed. She's still Taiga. Like with Ryuji. Or unless that's like her only showing that facade to Ryuji now, which is what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know, the relationship's starting to feel like it's interesting because now they're really talking to more people.
Yeah.
And now they're not confined to each other. So to me, it feels like the story's gonna get to a point where like they fall for each other. And now it's just like, how do we get there? Because now it's just kind of meandering to me. Because I know there's only a couple volumes left.
Well, the thing is, it's not done. I don't know if it's done.
It's not done.
Yeah.
But I guess we don't know that until we read volume 11.
And then they all died at the end. What I do like about this volume is it fixes one of the problems I had earlier, where fucking Kidomaru had no personality.
Yeah.
He was just a guy.
And he reached like a breaking point.
Yeah, I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
It felt so human. I felt weird that he just died. That one guy there was like, I don't know, he just wanted to bleach his hair. I think he looks cool. Everyone's like, you're wrong. That was this volume, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, him bleaching his hair. That's when the story to me started to get more interesting because now it's like, okay, cool. We got this character that now can kind of breathe a little more and show what he's thinking internally. And again, they do resolve it not quickly because it takes a few chapters, but into the next volume. But it's nice seeing like a goal that has nothing to do with either Taiga or Ryuji's like personal intentions. It feels like, oh, this guy is like our friend and like we have to help him.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to kind of show them working together for like someone else. And it shows how much they kind of grown, because I think Ryuji would help regardless, but like Taiga's taking a lot of the forefront and like being like, hey, we should help, you know?
I was confused. Was Kitamaru and Taiga considered dating at this point?
Someone was spreading a rumor that they were like interested in each other. It was in the scene where they're looking at like pictures from the festival.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at as well.
We also get a moment with my Minori. Sorry, I almost crossed wires.
Mayori and Minori.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Oops.
With there's a moment with her and Ryuji where like they're looking at pictures and there's one of them like holding hands and she kind of starts to feel a type of way. So I'm really confused. Not confused, but I'm interested to see like what their dynamic is, because it seems like there's a lot going on with those two and they're not like talking about it. It really comes down to every time there's issues, they're not talking about it because they're high schoolers and they don't know how to.
I'm so confused here.
Where?
Right here where she's smiling. The terrible rumor, and after how hard you worked to win the Fuku Otoko race and be the lucky man to be my Miss Festival, how dare they say I did ditch you for Kitamaru? And now we're even dating each other, implying that her and Kitamaru are dating each other.
I think that she's also saying like
that's part of the rumor.
Part of the rumor. That I had to read that specific panel a few times. Because to me, she's being sarcastic there, and like it's not, coming across well.
Yeah.
Because they don't show her facial expressions when they're showing that. Until after the fact, where she's like smiling about it.
Yeah, I'm lost.
Because, yeah, and she's like enjoying these rumors. She's like, yeah, like we're dating.
It's the polar opposite of what happened before, where she was not being shipped with her crush.
Yeah. But now people are like looking at Ryuji like, hey, like
you worked so hard for that. Now she's ditching you. Wow,
dude, you got cucked. Ryuji, you got cucked. You're a cuck, Ryuji.
Cuck.
Everybody point and laugh at him. Look at the cuck.
Cuck. Sorry, every time someone's like comments on our watch, I was like, oh, look at these fucking fat asses like reading manga. I'm like, bro, this is on your FYP.
I think about that too.
Yeah.
Because I think we talked about like something. I forgot what the TikTok was about, and somebody just commented losers.
I think it was about Ryuju's mom.
No, I don't think that was it.
She's got.
That was romance manga. It was talking about romance.
Yeah.
Somebody was like losers. I'm like, yeah, this is your For You page, dude.
Yeah.
Like, this is the content you like.
God is ass.
Yeah. And then there was somebody like who was like, oh yeah, like of course you like romance manga because you don't get any in real life.
And then I started to cry.
No, and then I looked at his like fucking like profile picture and it was him like it dressed as like Shaggy and Scooby, and I wanted to be like, bro, clean your room. That shit looks dirty as fuck. Looks dirty as shit.
Hey, I've been messaging your mom and she said to clean your fucking room.
Pick up those cups.
Fuck, that's good.
Yeah, whatever. It's really funny. That I think about that too.
Yeah.
Like you come across this content because this is what you like. You're also a fucking loser.
We have a weird like spear of 3 commenters. The one hating on us, the one discussing, and the one people talk about my hat.
Yeah, nobody's like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got one really nice comment on YouTube. It's like, I really like the content. Keep it up. And I was like, thanks, man.
There's someone who just said hi on one of our what's
YouTube.
Called. Yeah,
that was weird.
I don't know who that is. Do you know who that is?
No idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
Whoever that was.
Yeah.
I was like on a Dragon Ball video or a Pokemon video, I think.
Yeah, it was one of the later ones.
Mm-hmm.
This is so. I really like this part of Kirumaru. It is so much more interesting compared to anything else that has happened with this character.
Oh yeah, it shows like because going in, I'm thinking like, oh, it's the pressure of school, you know, him having to keep up his like, facade of like being so on it all the time. And so it was interesting because like seeing that breaking point was really fun. And like how everyone tries to pull him out of it until at the end where they all kind of ambush him and they're like, all right, we're gonna dye your hair now.
Traitors! Anyway, speaking of
What
like,
does he sound like in your head?
he's got like a little bit of like a to him, but
Okay.
he's like very friendly.
No, what's really funny is like I'm the opposite.
Uh-huh.
He kind of sounds like this, like I'm Markiplier. He has like a deeper voice because there's another kid who like has like glasses who like hangs out with them, like the next volume specifically.
Yeah,
And he kind of sounds like this.
yeah.
But that guy specifically is like, oh, he's like down here.
Hey,
We're gonna the fuck.
well, you didn't see that part where he blew a kiss into the mic? Speaking of like characters like on their breaking point and like characters that are interesting, there's this really weird, in the context of we haven't read volume 9 yet, scene with Minori where she's like, I'm an unfair person, and she's like, I'm scared. I'm sure you think that I'm some really nice person, but if you're from what I'm really like, you'll. And then Ryuji cuts her off. He's like, but I want to know more about you. I want to know the real you. I don't expect you to be some sort of saint. I know you're human.
Bars.
Yeah, first of all, bars. But then that's it. And that's it for a while. Spoilers for the next volume. That's it for a while.
Yeah. Which I'm interested to see, like, what do you mean by that? Like, what do you do? Like, you fucking killing puppies? Like, what are you doing?
Are you actively stopping Tiaga from getting romantic relationships? Wow. I'm making that up. That could be it. I don't know. I do have a theory, but we gotta wait for the next.
Her dad's so shitty.
We gotta wait for the next volume for it. I don't know. I do like that they address the fact that like, yeah, we kind of just didn't tell you, Ryuji, that her dad was kind of a dick. That's kind of our bad.
No, I like that. I like that moment where she was like, I'm also being an asshole. Like, I'm not being fair to you.
Yeah, I was jealous that she brought it up to you and not to me.
Because that was our criticisms in the last book.
Yeah.
And so she addresses that right away, showing that
would have thought this thing should have been read at once, not like a volume at a time over a period of weeks, despite the fact that that's how they release.
Yeah. But it also shows that this character's like, you know, more mature than like the others.
Well, it also shows that she's not, you know, omnipotent, Miss Perfect.
Yeah, like she's not perfect, but she also knows how to step back and be like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Because most of these characters have just been doubling down until it's like too late.
Which I respect, first of all.
Like me, for real.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that they're, you know, having her apologize so early compared to like what had happened. Because it is partially her fault that happened, you know? And so the weight all being on Ryuji is.
Well, it's not partially her fault that it happened. She was in no place to be angry. It's mostly Tiger's fault that this happened.
Well, yeah, if we want to, like, semantics wise, it is her fault. But
I guess if you want to go semantic, it's the dad's fault. It's the dad's fault.
Yeah, it's the dad's
It's
fault.
Roger. It's Roger.
Yeah, it's God. Fuck shit, it's Roger. It's gonna be Roger again, isn't it? What's it called? But it's her not explaining to Ryuji, because Ryuji really thinks he's coming in with the best intentions.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know her dad. Had he known what he was like and still done that, then he's an asshole. But she didn't take time to be like, hey, this is where I'm coming from. She came out and was like, you're an asshole, Ryuji.
Bro.
Fuck you.
Yeah, if she was like, bro, he's literally doing this to get back at his wife. Every time they fight, he does this. It's like, this isn't new.
Mm-hmm. And when she said that, Ryuji's probably like, why the fuck didn't you tell me before?
Why didn't anybody say that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I just supposed to fucking know that?
My bad. I should have read up on my time. I should have reread Toradora before I fucking. How was I supposed? Unrelated, but I love when characters make comments referencing like the manga. They're like, "Oh yeah, just go back to this page for this, for information on why this happened." I was reading a manga where some girl's like blushing. She's like, "I'm gonna punch him in the face," for like she's being bashful. Like next time I see him, I'm gonna punch him in the face, and she does. She like punches like. Throat punches him. He's like, why did you do that? And then her textbook was like, go to page 61.
I've been I really love shit like that. I've been noticing how much my writing lately has been influenced by a lot more of the manga that I've been reading lately. Like not lately, but just in my life. Because I used to write very like sitcom heavy, like kind of
Yeah.
like 3 act structure. Like this is how I write, because that's how I learned to start writing scripts. And now I'm kind of like leaning into more like I really want to write a fantasy story. Because that's really out of my comfort zone, but it's like the first thing I ever wanted to write.
Like what? Like 2 people fall in love and die happy?
A world where everyone has enough money to feed themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. A world with a 0 unemployment rate and 0 homeless rate. Fantasy.
A world where a minimum wage job can get you in like a decent apartment?
A world where a guy was born and I'm cutting that out.
All of that?
No, just that
Oh,
last
just
part.
that one? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been writing a lot more fantasy, and I really I'm writing a script for a pilot for a show that's like something I wanted to do as like a kid. And I'm like, oh, I can write better now. I can actually, do this without being, ass.
Guy falls in love. Sorry, I keep going back to that one.
Uh,
Speaking of writing, I really like the way they write Tiaga here,
hmm,
where she's like, I'm not good enough to talk to Kinemaru right now. She understands that she's not a good enough friend to support him now. And it's weighing on her heavily.
yeah.
And she's like crying. Like this scene of her crying is like so fucking tragic. I like it. You know me. I love crying anime girls.
I love when women cry.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Yeah, something like that. And in my opinion, it's just such a great character point for her.
Mm-hmm.
Very self-aware, very, very just aware.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when did you become this character?
Yeah.
And I do understand when. She just went through a lot. She's becoming more attuned to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And it does feel fine.
Yeah. Like, again, it really comes down to her interacting with more people. That's how
Yeah.
you like learn, you know. I would say like when I was in high school, like I was very like I was an asshole, I would say.
He was.
Yeah, I was really bitter,
That was middle school me.
you know. And then even further, 2021 went through like a heavy breakup, and you remember I was fucking miserable. I was really mad.
Yeah.
Let's tell a story about that real quick.
I
feel like I know what you're gonna. Yeah.
Okay, go for it. You tell it.
So I get dumped, right? And I'm sad as fuck. But Esau texts me like, "Hey, we're gonna play games. Just hop on the call."
Yeah.
And I said, "I will, maybe." And then like I'm like, "Fine, whatever." I hop on the call and I load up like Apex or something.
Yeah.
And then it was Valorant. It was Valorant.
Oh no, that was a terrible idea.
Yeah, because it really was. It's Valorant because there was 4 of us.
Yeah, I think this is when we were like when we just started playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or when it came out rather.
Yeah, it had to be Valorant because there was 4 of us because Apex doesn't do two
Could have been
quads.
Fortnite.
No, it wasn't Fortnite.
I hate Fortnite. It couldn't have been Fortnite.
Nah.
I didn't say that then.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right.
You cracked a joke, like a bit of a self-deprecating joke, and I went. There was a pause, and I went, "He's back, baby."
Oh yeah, because no one was laughing.
Yeah,
because it was a very like bitter joke.
Yeah,
it was like I'm miserable. I'm sad right now. Pause. Silence. No one's laughing. He's back, baby.
Which got everybody laughing, and Maya was like, "Esau."
Yeah. Maya was like, "Really?" It's so funny. But yeah, so I was miserable, and I think the more I like talked to more people, and like I got a new job at like I was a barista, and I was talking to more people, really pulled me out of that.
You mean a barrister?
A barrister.
I don't know if that's the term. I'm making it up.
It's not. We the more you talk to people, the more like they pull you out of that like kind of self-pity. I feel like
pulling away from that soul-sucking vampire.
Yeah. But I don't know, I just feel good now. It's like because of that.
I'm glad you feel good now.
Be weird if I didn't.
Yeah.
Still. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be weird if I was still like, where is she? At that point, you gotta fucking kill me.
Yeah. Well, no, you have a bunch of manga to read first.
Yeah.
I'll say you got Steins Gate, but you already watched that apparently.
I did.
Spoilers.
I did. And, yeah, I did, and now now it's done.
What order will these come out in? Now that I think about it, I keep saying "oops," like this isn't going to come out before or after it.
This one might come out before Steins Gate.
Okay.
This episode specifically, but 8 should be out after.
Okay. I'll move all these jokes till 8 then.
Yeah.
I'm not editing this. I can't do that.
What's it called? Just talk to more people. That's like the gist of it. You definitely gotta, see more opinions out there to like, get more in tune with others. It just makes you a more compassionate person. Not to say that you can't be like as an introvert, but
I'm saying that
because I fucking hate going out. It's like miserable to me.
My buddy, we went out for lunch with I went out for lunch with some friends. We went to Barnes, we went to Dutch, we went to In-N-Out, and then we went home. Like 2 days later, he's like, "Let's go out again," and I was like, "Brother in Christ,
Again?"
yeah." He's like, "What? You don't have the day off?" And I was like, "Yeah, but we just went out." And he's like, "I was a couple of days ago." And I'm like, first of all, you don't have the money. We went to Barnes and you didn't fucking buy shit. You were like $20. That's so much. I'm saving money. And I was like, brother in Christ.
You invited me.
Yeah. Well, no, the only reason I went is because we were going to Barnes as well.
Mm.
I spent $100 on books.
Yeah, usually how it goes.
Yeah.
It depends because there's some people like I'll go out with, and then the next day I can go out with them again.
That's me.
No.
What? We had pizza and then we went to Gurn Lagan the next day.
You are that person. No. You're one of them for sure. But 2 in a row, then I need a break.
Yeah. I'll be honest, sometimes it's 1 in a row and I'm like, okay.
Because if it's like a recording day,
this isn't hanging out.
Yeah.
This is work.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But
it's work.
Yeah. And then once we go get pizza, then we're hanging out.
Yeah.
Because we choose to hang out after these recording sessions anyway.
That's 2 days.
Yeah. But there are some people where I hang out with them once and I'm like, all right, I'll see you in a few months.
You can just say Maya.
That's not by choice though. We just never have time.
Yeah.
Because we're both so fucking busy. But
we're so lucky that like my day off and your day off are the same day.
Yeah. Yeah, truly. I guess we would be able to record like late at night if that were the case, but
we wouldn't want to.
Maybe. I don't know. It depends on how fun the show is going.
True, I might do it for something like Toradora, but if we were reading something like, I don't know, all these are good.
All of them?
Yeah. If we were reading Naruto, probably not.
That's what I was saying. I'm like,
well, the start of Naruto is interesting.
Could you read Mob Psycho?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can read.
I like all of Naruto.
Yeah.
But
the beginning is
the war arc does suck dick and balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just it. The war arc sucks balls.
Anyway, back to Toradora.
Sorry, I'm just finding things to talk about because I don't like this volume. Can I be honest?
Yeah, you can. I like this volume. I'm going to talk more about Kitamaru. So Kitamaru is having this issue where hold up, do they go into why? They do at the end. He likes the president and she's leaving. She's going to be an astronaut or something. And she's leaving early. So
funny part is you're not joking.
Yeah.
She's going to be an astronaut or something.
Yeah. And he's devastated because she's leaving. And he feels like, I don't know. So he was going to run for president or whatever. He wants to be that guy that she can leave things to. And now he's just throwing a fucking temper tantrum. It feels a little weird, but I get it. He likes her a lot.
Yeah.
And he's throwing a fit. He dyed his hair. He quit the student council. Is this where the fight happens? It's not. Sorry, the fight's my favorite part.
Fight's next, yeah. But I feel like I have more to say about this plot line for the next volume. There's a lot I want to dive into.
This feels like a part 1 of 2. And it is.
Yeah.
The next volume kind of completes this, and it completes it in a great way, in my opinion.
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. I think the biggest thing we see here is like Tiaga just feels different.
Yeah.
Based off of everything that's happened. And I think weirdly enough, it feels like Ryuji is staying stagnant. And I think that's gonna, really be like a big thing going forward. Because it doesn't feel like he's changing enough to keep up with everyone else. Because he's helping people. He's helping them get through their issues. But it seems like every time he has an issue, he pushes it away.
Yeah.
Like anytime he wants to talk about his dad, pushes it away. Anytime Tiaga confronts him, he gets really defensive. even though he's like actively wrong in certain things. He gets really defensive, and it feels like he's being helpful, he's being that friend for other people, but it's going to get to a point where like he's going to be the problem. We haven't had that issue quite yet.
We have, though. So he snaps at Kidomaru.
Mm-hmm.
Kidomaru doesn't want any help. He's hiding all this, and then Ryuji, in his infinite wisdom, is like, then fucking leave. If you don't want our help, why are you coming to us? You're calling out for help, and then we're here to help, and you're not letting us help.
I don't even disagree with him, though.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But it's not, just because you don't disagree with him doesn't mean like, that's not something the normal Ryuji would have done, is what I'm saying. Ryuji would have just left his home and been like, hey man, whatever.
Yeah, he had a backbone then and there.
Yeah, he had and he showed himself like, hey kid, you can't just first of all, you can't just mooch off us, we're poor. Second of all, you're worrying your friends and you're not like letting them help. You're causing problems with your problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He can step up for other people's issues, but it feels like he's not doing that for himself in anything that's come up so far. Yeah. Granted, it's been a while since any of his personal stuff has came up.
Have you considered that maybe he's just a perfect individual and he doesn't need to change?
Texting that to every girl that gets mad at me. Have you considered that I'm just a perfect individual?
Well, you told me that's not what you do? Well, that's what I do. I haven't had a date in 12 years.
That's not true.
That's not true. When was college? 6 years.
It's been that long?
No. Yes.
No?
Yes. Sophomore year of college.
Well, I guess so.
Yep. You didn't have to give up that fast.
I realized that did nothing for me because that did nothing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess what I mean is like when I hope the stuff with his dad comes up more.
Well, the thing is, like, what is there to come up? His dad is just dead.
Yeah, but it just feels like every time there's something to talk about, he doesn't want to. And that's not healthy. Like find a way to, healthily, convey what you feel without having to either yell or push it away. Because like, yeah, he confronted him, but now he's like, because every time there's a confrontation, it's a screaming match. And that's not healthy.
People are emotional individuals. That's what I've learned.
Comedy is funny.
Shut up. You can't. First of all, these are high schoolers.
Yeah.
Second of all, I've met adults who solve all their problems like this,
and that's not healthy.
And that's not healthy. But not everyone's going to be the pinnacle of health emotionally, especially.
Yeah, but I'm saying like as a story where you have like the liberty to have your characters start out one way and kind of have them grow and develop. I'm hoping that we get to a point where we can see that for him.
It'll probably in volume 9. In my soul, every answer we need is in volume 9, and you've stopped us from reaching that.
Just for this week,
Steins Gate was across that in that volume, and we could have reached it.
You did.
You're right.
Should we just have not have had that episode?
No, that's fine.
There you go.
Well, you watched it either way.
I watched
it. Even if we didn't have the episode, you watched it.
I watched it. I did.
Anyway.
Add that to the list of shit we'll talk about from now on for the rest of life.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like... So this reminds me of Steins Gate.
Yeah. I get it now.
Yeah. Also, one of the funniest things, in my opinion, is when Ryuji walks into his house and Kidomaru is just there.
Oh, yeah, he's like talking shit about him too.
Yeah. And I would like to point out, this is probably the most adult we've seen his mom.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, he's here. I called his parents and just told them that he's going to be staying here for a bit. So that way they wouldn't worry. And I was like, oh, you're like an adult.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you if you were alone, you'd probably just buy like instant food and shit, but like you'd be okay alone.
No, what's so funny about that TikTok I put out about her is that when I isolate what our points were, it's like, that doesn't sound that bad for a kid to be cleaning his house. But I guess what I was trying to get across was like,
when you edit my voice to be like, but what about me? It killed me so hard because like there's like not as much editing. There's like not as much editing in these. So seeing that fucking, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I just thought it would be funny.
It was perfect.
Thank you. Um, I feel like I'm kind of ready to move on to the next one.
I'm not. I
Okay.
was making a point.
All right, go ahead. Take it away.
It
Brother.
feels very different for her, and it's the same thing with the hair dye thing. She's like, I want to send you back like with your hair dyed.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that she's like, kind of like the butt of the jokes a lot of the time,
Mm-hmm.
the mom is like surprisingly aware.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to point out, really funny, they're running for president to try and convince him like, hey, you got one choice, a normal you being president or us being president. Tiaga, the fucking warrior, being president. And when they're running their campaign, they're like, this is a revenge arc for us.
Yeah.
And Tiaga doing that was normal, but Ryuji being like, now you're gonna pay for that. I will have my revenge. I was like, that's funny. Yeah, shit, that's funny.
Yeah. What I think is interesting, sorry to go back to his mom.
I like
'cause-
going back to his mom. She's an
Yeah.
adult.
Yeah. So one thing you said right now is like, cause like she's aware. She's an adult.
Yeah.
Like it's not like she's like an incompetent person. It just feels like her lifestyle has made it so that because Ryuji is getting these skills that are going to be useful for him in
Yeah.
the future. I just think like for him, it does feel like for that to be his job as a child is a little bit of a burden. But at the end of the day, it's what he likes to do, you know?
It's also the fact that it's like borderline a necessity because of how her job works.
Yeah.
He has to be able to cook and clean for himself. And the fact that she's always so exhausted when she gets home kind of necessitates, she needs to eat.
Yeah.
She's just a baby about it.
Yeah. And my thing is like, will it get to a point like, because what happens when he finally moves out one day? How will her life, will she be able to,
To buy fast food.
True. But it is like they're necessary skills, so it's not like
She'll
he's
move a
like,
man
he's not a neglected child. He has the roof over his head and he has these skills that he's developed. I just think it would suck. And this again, that take came from like only one volume in.
Right.
It would suck for him to like kind of feel like burdened by that, and in a way, again, I still feel like he's dependent on having someone to depend on him. And I still think that's prevalent. Like Amy brings that up next volume, so I won't talk about it.
Yep.
I won't talk about it.
Anyway, that's kind of all I've got.
Yeah, if you like this episode, it might be a shorter one. This volume just feels like a setup.
Yes.
So there wasn't a lot for me to really dive into. But if you like the episode, please like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube. Give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you to Community Media Access Collaborative. This is made possible by them. If you
Feedback.
leave us a comment if you have any takes about Toradora, or if you want to make fun of me, because that's what all you guys have been doing.
Well, it's like we get to this point and like everyone's suddenly like changed to be great people. And
be
then
so
we upload
funny.
this one.
Nicest comment gets pinned. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
We should always pin like a really mean comment just to pretend that, just to pretend we're victims of some shit.
Yeah. That was the nicest comment.
Yeah.